Hey guys, so I'm going to be sharing with you my TED Talk about myself. So first, this is who is me. So I'm Jenna Osborne. I am born and raised in LA. I'm from San Pedro, which is like a small town in LA. I'm 20 years old, and some things I like to do, as you can see from the photos, is go to sports games, hang out with my friends, and just like go to the beach, like try new things. I'm very adventurous. The story behind the rainbow photo is this is at my favorite shop in this little beach town called Hermosa, and it says "You are perfect" on it. And I thought it was really telling of what I like of the colors and very bright because it just speaks to like who you are as a person, who I am as a person. So my upbringing, when I was in elementary school, as you can see from the photo, this is my best friend Ellery and I, we were around like, geez, I don't know, like maybe seven. We did like little dance recitals together. So this is us at our dance recital. And when I was a kid, I was very much shy in the sense because I was so tiny and I didn't know exactly what was going on. I just knew that like my best friend was there and that we were doing it together. But I was also afraid of getting made fun of for doing dance because a lot of my other friends didn't do dance. So I just kept myself in it. And this is where I also started elementary school. Um, and in elementary school, I started Girl Scouts. So I was a little brownie with the rest of my friends. So in middle school, um, I had moved schools. I was originally in public school, but then I got transferred into Catholic school. So this transition was very hard because I didn't know anything about God or like the Trinity, the Father and the Son. Like I didn't know which was which. And I learned a lot about it. And I just felt really awkward and out of place because I was trying to make new friends and I felt like I was getting judged. And I was like, I want to go back to public school. Like public school is so much better. But it was during this time where I started to a little bit grow out of my shell. I was still a bit shy because obviously making new friends and it was a new environment, but I started to become a little bit more of my outgoing self. So in high school, this is my friend Lorraine and I. This is where I fully became myself. I went to Catholic school for high school as well, and I really went into my outgoing personality. And I was also determined in high school to get involved in sports, ASB, clubs, and make new friends. And high school, like where I went to high school, I think it really taught me a lot about friends and just like who at the end of the day you can count on and what I wanted to do with my life and who I really wanted to be as a person. Because I found in high school there was a lot of growing going on here. My grandmother and my grandpa had passed away, and my best friend's dad had passed away, and my father had passed away when I was a junior in high school here. So high school was very tough for me towards the end because I was lost and I was very confused and sad. But luckily during this time, I like met my bestest friends and they just loved and supported me through it all. So now going to college, it's my friend Kristen. I first went to El Camino Community College before transferring to LMU. And this is where I really learned that I wanted to major in marketing and specifically do sports marketing because of all the sporting events I would attend. And I found that I grew a passion and love for the sports and I didn't want to let that go. And this like kind of helped define like my future and like helped me set my stones of what I want to do, especially here at LMU. I've learned a lot about myself and a lot about the industry I want to work in and what I need to do next in order to get to where I want to be. So this is a soccer photo when I played soccer in high school. Um, I played soccer ever since I was a little girl, and I played up until high school. I really love the sport. It helped me grow a lot of strength and confidence in myself. And it was just a fun hobby. I loved playing with my friends at the time. Um, but this is definitely one of my passions. It still is one of my passions today. I play for fun. It just helps me escape from the world and my worries, especially just being on the field. But towards the end, I was burnt out of soccer. I started to lose love for it. And I feel like with a lot of passions, there always comes a time when you burn out and you lose that love and something affects you to lose that love for your passion. So this was definitely towards the end in this photo, I started to lose love for the sport and I was feeling so burnt out, completely tired of doing the same sport since I was a younger girl. However, even though I was burnt out, um, I still want to be in sports when I'm older. So when I'm older, I want to obviously work in sports marketing, but I want to be able to make an impact in my future on the sports. The sports industry is such a male-dominated place, and I feel like I want to be able to change that and make it more comfortable for young girls to just be able to do what they want to do. I feel like at such a young age, when I was a little girl playing soccer, it was always about the boys playing soccer or and like the football games, the baseball games. Nobody ever talked about like softball, soccer, volleyball for girls, or basketball. And I definitely think it's obviously the society has changed for it a lot, but there's is still a stigma behind it where girls can't do the same as guys or girls aren't as strong as guys in this sense. And obviously, we've seen many talented athletes. We have Megan Rapone, Alex Morgan, Naomi Osaka. We have Serena Venus Williams, like Simone Biles, like all these amazing sports athletes who are shedding light on how women need to be paid more equally than men because we can do just the same amount as them. So I think me working into marketing and for this, I can definitely show younger girls that maybe if you don't want to play the sport, you can still work in the sports industry and still be able to make an impact that way. So the future for me, obviously wanting to work in sports, I do, however, want to work for the Dodgers or the Lakers for their marketing and having that like passion and that love for sports at such a young age and being determined at that age really guided me towards this path. Um, Obviously, I still want to be involved in the sports world even if I'm not playing. So that love and passion bled into this for me. It's a doable job for me to do to work for the Dodgers and the Lakers since I am in LA and these are both LA based teams. So I definitely think this is acceptable for me to do. Like I can reach in the future. I just need to be able to build up those steps to do it towards this. And the person who actually like kind of guided me this way was my brother because I would always me and my brother played the same sport, soccer. So I would always talk to him about soccer and like I would always talk to him about sports and like basketball and baseball and like the same with my dad before he passed away. And so my brother was like, well, why don't you do marketing for sports so you don't lose that love and passion for them, but you just channel it in a different way. And I, when he had told me that, I thought that was so true because every time I'm at a baseball game or a basketball game, I'm always just so excited and happy to be there. And I love the environment atmosphere that comes with these games that I never want to be able to miss out on an excitement of a game ever again. So going based off that excitement and my passion, my love, and my determination to get into sports marketing, these are just some of the steps that I plan on taking to hopefully lead me to my end goal in the future. So one is just like conducting research on the sports industry, kind of narrowing down what professional team I want to work for, whether it's the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, or if it's collegiate sports like the NCAA, like the USA team, kind of just figuring out what path I really want to go down in sports because there is multiple paths to go. And then two, applying to internships. I have started this goal already of applying to internships, but still just researching throughout the summer and the year, just really looking at what's out there for me so I'm able to get experience to figure out like how I can like settle into the field and kind of be able to make that change every day. And so like step three would be narrowing down, which I mentioned earlier, just narrowing it down because I feel like if I have such a wide pool of options, I don't want to be all over the place. I kind of want to know what part of the industry I want to work in and then just focus in on that part. And then for obviously going to networking events and building connections in the industry, I feel like this is such a big, important step in my whole future because the sports industry world is marketing and networking and just building those connections with people daily. So I'm going to start going to networking events soon and building those connections because I think that's mainly how people get like moved up in their positions and how they get these internships and lovely jobs at these great known branded teams, which is just through networking and those connections. And lastly, I just want to leave you guys with a quote that my brother always told me, and that my mentor Jace, always told me every time he gave me advice and just talked to me about life and helped settle and ease my nerves at the end of the day. It was always be comfortable with being uncomfortable. I really liked this quote because I feel like we're always doing things that keep us complacent and we never want to try what's outside the box. And we have to be comfortable with that uncomfortableness of trying new things and taking those risks, even if they don't work out in our favor. Just be comfortable with knowing that, like, you were put in a very uncomfortable situation and yet you still conquered through and persevered through and pushed through all the obstacles that you've encountered. And especially found this quote like warming when I was going through my dad's passing, with being uncomfortable with this uncomfortable change that was happening through my life and this new dynamic that we had to build and change. But it was very comforting in a sense because I learned a lot about myself and I was able to grow through that time and become the girl I am today. So thank you guys.